Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 10th round of Split B. As ORL Split B, obviously, makes its way to Silverstone. Joining me in the commentary booth is Calcifer. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty darn well, and we've seen a few Silverstone races, obviously, last year and not too recently with you and all the others in Split A. So let's just take a few minutes at the start of this show just to kind of talk a little bit about Silverstone, where we can expect to see some of the excitement on circuit.
Of course, Anchor Strait. That's one of the main overtaking spots today, and then Wellington Strait, of course.
Yeah, and I mean, so many times, well, I say so many times, the last two times we have been at Silverstone, it's been dry in practice and qualifying, and then wet in the race. But I think you mentioned that we should be in for a dry race tonight.
Yeah, it seems it's dry, but it's some of rain already in practice. We'll see.
Yeah, there might be a bit of rain coming through in practice as the drivers are about to be making their way into qualifying. Let's just give a quick rundown of the 18-corner circuit. You mentioned how at the end of Wellington Straight and Hanger Straight, heading into Stowe, and ORL, we've put in some rules for the exit of Stowe Corner, especially for qualifying.
Yeah, there's a bug in the game that you can go really wide sometimes, so we kinda allowed that you can go really wide if you're gaining a lot of time with that. So basically, it's not allowed to go only a bit.
Yeah, and of course, Hanger Straight and Wellington Straight. Wellington Straight leading into Brooklyn's turn six, pardon me. Both of those are DRS straights and the biggest overtaking points. But let's not also forget Cops as well, the old turn one, as we've seen quite a few side-by-side moments from yourself as well in the wet earlier this season.
Yeah, it's quite fun in the wet if you can manage to move through around the outside. It's really fun, and yeah, it makes yourself happy.
Although we will be hoping for no wet weather in the race. The drivers are currently in practice, and as you mentioned, a little bit of rain making its way onto circuit. So it's not going to be enough for them to be able to really try out any setups or anything. We were also looking at lap times, and we're expecting for qualifying, if it is dry, some low 1 minute 30s.
Yeah, maybe no 1:27, I think, would be possible.
And also, when we do look currently to the standings, as we haven't been able to commentate much on the Series B. So the current standings are Speed Booster leading the championship on 128 points, only 6 points ahead of Iceman. Hypnotize is in a third, 15 points off the lead. Black Panther a further 20 points back. Mark is in fifth in the Ferrari on 80 points, 48 points off the lead. In the constructor standings, Mercedes are leading the championship, 23 points ahead of Williams, who are a further 12 ahead of McLaren. And then Scuderia Ferrari a further 25 points back. As I'm also just trying to see, so you were mentioning to watch out for Kwiat, who in his last 3 races, he's won, he's come second, and he's been disqualified. So he is, I mean, his pace is most certainly there.
Yeah, he's black horse in today's race, I think.
Okay.
He's far back, but he can win it.
Well, there is a lot to watch out for. We're going to take a quick break, but we will be right back as we'll make our way into qualifying up for round 10 of ORL Season 11 Split B. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, we are at the end of practice, and it's a little bit damp. Everyone is still on the soft tires. Also, we've just had news, or at least Calcifer's just told me, that unfortunately Black Panther will be unable to make the race.
I mean qualifying, but I hope
Okay,
he
cool.
can make the race. Yeah.
I mean,
But
back to front challenge, right?
what?
Back to front challenge for Black Panther.
Yep. Lost the first challenge.
Last to first challenge. I think he pretty much did a last to first challenge back at, I think it was Canada, where he ended up spinning on the opening lap, but he came back through very strong and he picked up the win, only for the race to be redone. And when he attempted it the second time, he finished, I think it was 5th or 3rd.
Yeah, could be.
I remember him sending that video through to me. There's still a minute left of a practice. As you could see, Mark was top of the standings, and practice was dry until those final couple of minutes.
Yep. But I still hope we have try qualifying and try.
That's a bit of a lead from Mark, over a second ahead of Speed Booster in the Renault, and of course we do see a bit of an improvement in times from practice to the race. We were talking about how people were in the 30s. Well, maybe we'll be getting some 27s, dare I say, at 26.
Yeah. Depends how they can get your lap together.
Yeah. Right, so the session has ended and we will be making our way to qualifying. Hopefully that is the only race, that is the only rain that will be hitting the circuit. And as you can see, bone dry for the 18-minute qualifying session. We should be getting ready to go very shortly. Well, we are ready to go, I guess. So.
Yep. So who do you think will take the? Tell me your top 3.
My top 3. Well, I can't ignore Mark's lap time, so I'm going to say Mark to take first, Quitter to take second, and Hypnotize to take third.
You say connected.
Wait, I said first place is going to go to Mark, second place...
I mean I got disconnected.
Wait, from the game?
Yeah.
Do I need to re-invite you?
Let me check.
Oh, you and your terrible connection, Calcifer.
Yeah.
Right. Who can we ride on board with? Right. Let's ride on board with Hypnotize, who I reckon is going to be picking up 3rd or 4th. Also, probably shouldn't rule out Speed Booster either.
There's some melee, I don't know how to say that, but there are some crazy fanboys around here.
Oh yes.
In the chat.
Melee. I don't. Is it two or 3? I think it's 2. No, it might be 3. But yeah, there's a lot of Melee fanboys in the chat. I don't think we need to ask them who their supports think.
Yeah.
Okay, let's stick on board with the Lou in the Toro Rosso. You know that car quite well. Do you want to take us through a hot lap from him?
I'm disconnected.
Oh. No, I thought you reconnected. I can see it there.
Yeah, wait, I'm coming.
Oh, terrible stuff. Absolutely terrible, Calcifer. Should be ashamed of yourself. But anyway, Lou making his way into the village. And now through the loop. Taking a very wide entry line. And through the flat out kink of Aintree onto the Wellington Straight. Remember, we are looking to see some 28. After this lap's done, we'll go and switch over to Melee, as we have to make the fans happy, I think.
Yeah. I think the same.
Have you rejoined yet?
It's loading for me.
Well, anyway, into Cops goes Lou. Oh, he takes it flat on the soft tires. This is something different actually that I'm noticing already, because when you guys in... Oh, goodbye again, Calcifer. Something that I've noticed with you guys, when you guys do qualifying in Split A, you always seem to be starting on the harder compound tires, but in Split B, they just go straight out for the soft compound.
Yeah. I think they like. There's two chances if they don't know the strategy or they just want to be fast.
Well, Mealy, coming around the final couple of corners, Lou pulled into the pits as Mealy runs wide, coming through Vale, through Club Corner. It's going to be a 29.5, so needs about a second more as Iceman out of nowhere. 1:27.1 in the McLaren. That is a pretty quick lap. Flame takes second, almost half a second down, but the gap to pole position, Mealy and South, is pretty large. Ooh. Who can we stick on board with? Let's take a look at Quittert, because he's making his way into Maggots. And now making his way down through the right-hander of Beckett. Put the power down as he makes his way through Chapel and onto the Hanger Straight. As it's very cold in the UK, not only in Silverstone, but also where I live. So it's time for me to get out a dressing gown and keep nice and warm here. Right, Quitter going into a Vale for his first hot lap. Makes his way through Club Corner. What's it going to be? Very slow. It's a 30.9. Iceman still with provisional pole. 0.3 ahead of Mark, who I had my money on to take pole.
How much money did you put on?
I put a minus £10 on it. So, if he doesn't get pole, you have to pay me. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
If it doesn't, you need to pay me. If it does, I need to pay you. So it.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay, right. Pardon me. As Mealy's in the pits, who is on a lap? Let's stay on board with Quitter, as he is on the hard tires. So Safto also, he's only 2 seconds off Iceman, and he is also on the hard tires, but I wouldn't be surprised if both hard tire runners, and there you go, Quitter already 9/10 up on his previous best. The hard tires do tend to take a lap or two to really get up to optimal temperature.
I'm back.
Praise the Lord. Quitter heading into Vale. He's got Azertu up ahead, but he will not be getting in the way. Quitter through Club Corner, so 29.0, and almost an identical time to Saf, so the Haas drive is split by less than 1/10 of a second. So let's head down to Lou, who is on a hot lap, making his way through farm and into village. Oh, that's one of the McLarens getting well out of the way there. I think that was Weke. I'm not too sure.
I like that helmet, that US. Take a look.
Is that the Halloween helmet?
Yep.
Oh.
How do you like?
I think it's a money-making scheme from... See, if it didn't have a visor on it, I think that'd be amazing. And if it just had, like, pumpkin eyes, that'd be fantastic. But...
Doesn't have a visor. Oh, it's just bugged.
Okay. So sometimes it has a visor, sometimes it doesn't. Good old
I'm sure
Codemasters.
it didn't have.
Well,
I'm sure it didn't have a visor before.
hopefully all of the bugs from Bugmasters will be on the helmet of Lou and not on people disconnecting. But Lou making his way through Stowe Corner. And now
Yeah,
down.
pretty decent lap so far.
Yeah, down into the Vale on the soft tyres in the Toro Rosso. What can he pull out? It's going to be a 27.7, so a pretty quick time, just shy of Mark and Flame in the Alfa Romeo and the Ferrari.
Mark is on out lap.
What?
Iceman is starting his lap.
Why don't you take us through the rest of the lap from Speed Booster? He's making his way
So-
into Maggots.
Speed Pussy?
Speed
Speed
Booster.
boost. Yes, yes. So, into the anchor straight we go. Long straight ahead. If he goes wide or not.
Oh yeah, you're keeping an
Decent
eagle
late
eye for
exit.
that.
Yeah. Breaking in last corners. Great exit. The last sector seemed pretty good.
20...
And he's on mediums as well, so
Also
I think
look at
he's
Hypnotize
going
as
for one
well.
stop. Yep. And it is
Oh.
6th place, not bad.
So the medium tires and the two hard tire runners of Quittert and Safso. These are the four that we expected to be up at the front with Mark and Iceman.
Oh,
What happened?
there's a scar, weakest span.
However, let's go and sit on board with Mealy, who's making his way onto the hangar straight. The DRS open, and okay, so he's just on his outlap right now.
I think he might. He was on a fast lap, but I think so. He's got once more. I'm sure Finnish fanboys love it. See, make your fanboys proud.
Yeah.
So into the first corner we go.
Oh.
Oh, that's wide. Yeah, that's already 2/10 or 3. Breaking third corner. It's
A little
decent.
bit wide.
Yeah, and wide again.
A lot of understeer.
You can go wide on third corner. It's not a big issue. There's a couple of lines you can take.
Carries a lot of speed into Brooklyn, slowing it down through the corner.
Yeah, he's ruined his lap already, I think.
Well, let's just see what the sector time is like at the exit of Chapel Curve. He makes his way into Cops. Oh.
Again, wide.
Oh, very late on the turn in.
Some understeer again. Yeah, late again. That's good.
He might need to add a couple of clicks to that front wing, you'd think.
Yeah.
Well, what do you generally do at Silverstone? Do you go high downforce or low downforce?
It depends on the driver. I can't really tell how I'm going.
Yeah, but what do you go?
Low front wing and high rear wing.
Okay, so the exact opposite of what we're saying Mealy has to do.
Probably.
I guess it makes sense. The back end is quite loose around this circuit.
Oh, Emilio went wide.
Well, I'm sitting on board with Quittert at the minute. He's looking fairly quick. Okay, no, he's 7/10 down through sector 2. And he's going to back right out. He'll have enough time to slap on a set of medium tyres. Speaking of the medium tyres, Safso has got a set of the mediums ready to go.
Where's Safso's here? Iceman is going on a hot lap soon.
Yeah. So Safso did set his fast lap on the hard tyres, but is now on mediums and will be coming out of the pits shortly.
It's not that good. Hypnotize is going with softs.
As I'm sitting on board with Lose on an outlap, so Flame is coming into the pits.
Let's go with Iceman. He's starting
yes.
his lap.
Here we go. On board, or should we take the scenic view?
Let's go on board.
Out of the final corner we go.
Yep. So into the first corner, taking a bit of curb, a bit late, but it's good. So breaking into the third corner, he's wide. Didn't carry as much speed as he would like. This corner was good. Exit was good. This. So let's see how he goes into the Brooklands. Much curve on the right. Great braking. But his line almost perfect.
Oh.
It will spin.
I'm not gonna lie, he does look quicker than you, Calcifer.
Oh, he's turned in a bit too early and then can't understand.
Oh, early
Lost a
downshift.
bit time. Yeah, he's losing time with that downshift.
Yeah, very aggressive with the downshifts into Maggots and Beckett.
Yep. So let's see how he takes it. Oh,
Does that
a
count?
bit wide. Yeah, I think we can count that. Oh, that's why, and his lap is showing. And I got two.
Let's see if the game does give him a cut. 27-1 was the lap last time round, and
I think his lap got
invalidated.
Yep, exactly.
It's actually Lou's gone third with his last lap, so he's just jumped ahead of Mark. All of the other big names are still in the pits.
Mark is 1.5 tenths up on his.
Making his way through Luffield as he comes out rather wide, but again, as you mentioned, there are quite a few lines that you can take through Luffield onto the old start-finish straight. Will he be flat?
No,
he left.
Oh, he lost. Yeah, he lost a bit time.
Taking Cots flat is always great fun. Anyway, into Maggots we go.
Yep.
Much cleaner than Iceman.
Line. Yep, but still not perfect line. So let's see. Still. So he could be third. I don't think he can get second or first anymore.
No.
Yeah, and he's ruined his lap a bit.
Let's just see, because obviously it's still relative to what his previous time was.
Missing the apexes.
Ooh.
Oh.
Imagine if he actually hooked up that final sector.
Yeah, that was surprising.
But that's going to be his final lap, unless he's still got enough ERS to really push for a final lap. Iceman has retired.
Yep.
Everyone from 6th to 10th is still in the pits.
Flame will go on. Flame will go on a fast lap.
Mark has backed out. Let's take a look at Flame, though. Or do we want to look at the fan favorite Mealy?
Give me a sec. I think we should stick with Flame.
Okay. You can also take a look towards Safso and Quitert as they're on the medium tyres now. We'll switch over to them after this lap has been completed.
First corners have been very good. Oh,
you had to jinx it. You had to jinx it.
Yeah.
Alright, Flame. All he needs to find is half a tenth. Oh, he is close. He's down 3 thousandths, but that can be very easily recuperated as he goes for this late apex.
Oh, yeah, you can't touch that apex. It's dead.
Is it auto spin?
Yep. Pretty much.
Oh, that is a nice line through Cops, I think.
Yep. But this... Yeah, he's on non-ERS mode.
Okay, so
he might have time for another lap. No.
Let's switch over to Safso though, because he has started his hot lap, making his way through turns 1 and 2.
a bit of slow. You need to carry a bit more speed. Great exit. I think he's up on his fastest lap.
Flame, Mark, and Lou cannot improve. Speed Boost and Hypnotize can't either. Safso and Quittert on the mediums. Can they pull something out here? Oh, a little left.
A bit. Yep. But still decent with medium tires.
Yeah, and if he can get top 5 with these medium tires, he'd be in a really good spot for the race.
Yep, it will be. 11th place will be good as well, so he can. Oh. Wide again.
We'll also switch over and have a look at Quitter in just a second. What's it going to be, though? It's 28.3. Look at Quitter. He's 8/10ths up at the minute. So he's going to be right up in there. Pole position on a lap as well.
It is
4th.
Oh, 4th.
Only a 10th down.
It's a very good lap.
Why can't you guys be this close in Split A?
We are. Just have you seen, like, top 15 is under 1 second.
Oh yeah, that's fair. But yeah, very close between the top 4. Also, don't count Speed Booster, Hypnotize, and Safso out of this race because they are on the medium tires as well. But Quittert, the top of the medium tires runners, and he will be looking to challenge Flame up at the top along with Iceman. As confirmation of the qualifying results, Iceman takes pole ahead of Flame. Mock takes 3rd. Quittert is the first of the Haas's in 4th. Lou 5th ahead of Money. And Speed Booster. Hypnotize is 8th. Safso 9th and Oweke in 10th. Toffee in 11th on the medium tires, but he will have free choice of tires. Pole position in 12th ahead of Velocity. Azerto, Emilio Sachs south, and rounding out the grid is Mealy.
Yeah, sadly Black Panther is. Hello. Welcome back. It's me, and beside me is Milky. Like always. Almost.
Milky and Calcifer.
Once in a year.
See, Calcifer, when I told you your mic was live, I meant like your mic's live, don't say anything because there's music playing, not your mic's live, so start talking.
I'm sorry.
Good job, Calcifer. No, that's my fault. I'm a bad producer.
Yeah.
Right, time up for our favorite intros. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ORL Season 11 Split B for Round 10 here at Silverstone. And for once, it is finally dry. Your driver, well, the way the grid lines up is Iceman starting on pole position, up ahead of Flame, Mark, and Quittert, who is the first of the medium tyre runners. Lou takes 5th ahead of Money, Speed Booster, and Hypnotize, as Safso, Weke round out the top 10. Toffee takes 11th ahead of Pole Position and Velocity, as Zertu takes 14th with Emilio Sachs in 15th ahead of South and fan favourite Mealy. And Calcifer, would you like to run us through the both championship standings?
Oh, give me a second.
Right,
So yeah,
no, go on.
so it's Speed Booster who is leading with 128 points. Behind him, he's Iceman with 122 points, and third is Hyper Nice with 113 points. And Mercedes is leading Construction Championship with 122 points, and Williams Racing is second with 99 points. And McLaren F1 team is third with 87 points.
Yeah, Speed Booster.
How top three lies up.
Speed Booster looking to extend his championship lead over Iceman, but is starting from 7th place, albeit on the medium tyres. Hypnotized as well, might be looking to make some inroads. He starts alongside the aforementioned Speed Boosters. We await for everyone to line up on the grid. And it looks like we are ready to go. 4 red lights, 5 red lights, and it's away we go. A really good side from the inside of the grid. Flame might move up into the lead straight away here into Village. They go for the first time. There's contact. Iceman will be able to hold on to the lead. Meanwhile, Quitter looking potentially down the inside from 4th. He's already up into 3rd place, jumping ahead of Marcus Lou. Looking for the run, but Speed Booster down his inside on those medium set of tired Safso. Also getting a good start as it did Weke and Emilio Sachs.
First Flame is going for the first.
Lock up from Iceman.
Yep, both locked up a bit. Oh, there's a contact. Iceman holds it.
Iceman will be able to hold on to the lead, and now Quitter looking for Flame side by side through Woodcut, and the Ferrari of Mark just waiting for something to happen, waiting to pick up the pieces as Flame runs really wide and will rejoin the chap ahead. He does not care about track limits, but I'm sure that will be one warning point added to his tally.
Yeah, most probably.
Flame runs really wide into Chapel, and this might give Quitter the run down the hangar straight. Can he have a look potentially into Stowe? He's a little bit too far behind. So your standings after the first lap will be Iceman still leads ahead of Flame, Quitter, and Mark. Speed Booster is in 5th, gaining 2 places on the opening lap. Lou drops down to 6th, Safso up into 7th as Money and Hypnotize drop down to 8th and 9th as Toffee picks up.
Coming into the pits.
Weke into the pits as you mentioned, but
contact.
Look how close Flame is to Iceman, and all the while Quitter.
I think there was a contact.
We'll have to see if there is any damage to the front wing. It all looks good for Flame currently, but look at Quitter. Pardon me.
Yeah. Nothing.
Flame goes defensive. Quitter round the outside into Brooklyn's. Can he hold it? He's gonna go for it. And now on the inside into Luffield. Flame unable to shut the door, but he should be able to get the better run. Still side by side as they make their way through Woodcote corner. Quitter should be able to pick this one up down the inside into Cops, and Flame so close, but cannot do anything at all. Quitter up into second on the medium compound tires.
Yep, it has been a good start for Quitter. He's with medium tires, so
here we go though. Mark on the back of Flame. Flame look defensive, but Mark will go down the inside regardless. He loses the back end. Just about. No, he doesn't hold it. He has completely spun that one around. And he's dropping down the order all the way down into 10th. And will keep on dropping. Will he come into the pits as well? Yes, he will. So those tires are gone as Quitter picks up the hottest lap of the race. Meanwhile, fan favorite Mealy up into 12th place. And he's just got past his Force India teammate of Money.
Quitter is very close to Iceman. TRS available.
As you mentioned, DRS available. Quitter making a look for the lead. Round the outside, looking for Brooklands as Iceman locks up and almost takes Quitter with him. Quitter looking to get the better run through Luffield. He'll get a really good drive, back end stepping out, but the drive is insane. Iceman holds the inside. Quitter goes for the outside, but look at the drive that he has got, and he will sweep around the outside into Cobbs. He makes his stick as well, and the Flame backs out as it's still side by side, heading into Maggots. Quitter can't quite shut the door, but he will pick up the lead as Iceman forced to back out of the move.
Iceman got TRS.
Iceman does indeed have DRS, might look for the inside. Quitter on those medium tires, should have less pace in them as Iceman looks for the outside of Stowe. He's going to make it work actually, and now down the inside into Village, but Quitter really late on the brakes, a tiny bit of a contact between the pair of them, but now Flame looking for the inside of Iceman side by side out of Club Corner, and as we head towards Abbey, Iceman should be able to hold this one as Flame slots back into third place.
It might come into the hands.
Oh, Flame
for
late
speed
braking.
booster.
Down the inside onto Iceman, and as you mentioned, contact between Flame and Iceman. This could work out well for Speed Booster, but it's also going to work out well for Quitter, who's pulled out a half a second gap. Flame so close to Iceman. Speed Booster is a fair bit back as Iceman will have to go defensive, won't be able to pick up the slipstream from Quitter as Iceman once again runs wide. Flame will get the drive, once again a little bit of contact as Quitter takes a very, very late apex, really pointing and squirting it through Luffield.
Yep, let's see. We'll get Iceman in anchor straight.
So Iceman does run wide. Also, we're going to keep an eye on Hypnotize because he is closing in on Toulouse at the minute. And as you mentioned, it's starting to look good for Speed Booster, who is on these medium set of tires as well.
Yep, exactly. Oh.
Quitter needs to break that 1 second zone as Velocity...
There's a yellow flag.
South dropping through the order, so not quite sure what's happened. He's lost it through Maggots. And will see himself drop down to 13th as Iceman still just keeping in contact with Quitter. Speed Booster right on the tail of the 3 as Quitter picks up a new fastest lap of the race. And starting on the soft tires really has not worked out for Iceman, Flame, and Lewis. They're dropping through the orders, and all of the medium runners, all the way down to Hypnotize, should have the advantage over them.
Seems so. Seems likely.
Iceman very close to Quitter, not allowing Quitter to pull this gap out. But on those medium tires, Quitter should be able to stretch out that stint. But that being said, as Flame touches the grass and Speed Booster down the inside into Woodcut, will pick up third place as Mark picks up a fastest lap of the race on those fresh medium tires. As Money has actually just got ahead of Mealy, who I think may have made a mistake heading into Brooklands.
Yep, let's see if there will be some position changes. Wait, Iceman is coming, but maybe a bit too far.
Oh,
no,
Iceman is going to go down the inside. But Quitter will be able to hold it round the outside. And as you mentioned, this is just allowing Speed Booster to close in. Quitter...
Also, he can save his tires, as Quitter has to defend his position. And
yeah, as you mentioned, and also for Safso as well. Although Safso not really able to close up into the top 4. Though Quitter needs to stretch out that 1 second lead. He needs Speed Booster to challenge Iceman to just compromise Iceman slightly. Is that there is a 7/10 gap now, not quite enough just yet. If he can really nail this second sector, he could just about get out of range heading into Maggots, which is where the DRS detection zone is. Oh, Iceman runs wide. And he loses a back end, and Safso almost collecting him. And where is he gone? Oh, I think he's just left the game. No, he hasn't. He's in 7th. Pardon me.
He just went on the grass.
Iceman are down into 7th place, and you have to wonder just how worn are those tires, and now having lost the back end through Luffield, and I guess that's why, Calcifer, you take high rear wings here.
Yep. It helps to winning your rear tires a bit and gives you more rear stability.
It wasn't even that he carried too much speed into the corner, because he ran fairly wide.
Yeah, he is rear accelerating, and then he onto the grass.
Trying to minimize his time lost, and well, we mentioned that that's exactly what Quitter needed, and now Quitter has a 1.5 second gap to Speed Booster. And this is the point.
Flame is very close.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Flame right on Speed Booster's tail, but Speed Booster now needs to pull out some quick laps just to close into Quitter and prevent him from running away with this race. As the championship is on the line here. He got the start he needed. His championship rivals are, well, one of them's dropped down into 7th with what we assume to be some very worn soft tires, and the other one is currently sitting in 6th place.
Yep. If Speed Booster can hold this position, it will be really good for him.
Yeah. Also want to talk about the Constructors' Championship as well, because it's looking like it could be, it was looking like it could have been a good day for McLaren. A Speed Booster runs wide, and Flame right on his tail will go onto the outside, down the hanger straight, side by side. Speed Booster, can he hold it around the inside? We've seen so many people make the move on the outside of Stowe, and Flame will be another one of those drivers. Hypnotized, meanwhile, battling with Lou. Down the inside into Stowe he goes, but Lou, down the inside into Vale, won't be able to hold the position. Hypnotized up into 5th place in the Mercedes.
Yep, Hypnotized. Making some gains with medium tires.
Oh, Flame loses the back end, and so many cases of people losing the back end, and he loses it almost a second time. Flame dropping down into 3rd place. And then he's the second of the front runners to lose so much time. Safso now up into 3rd, so the top 3 medium tire runners are now 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in position, and, well, we would assume to be after pit stops as well.
Yep. Flame needs to beat, I think.
Iceman is very close to Lou, side by side through Woodker on the outside as well. Up ahead we can see Flame and Saf, so Iceman will pick up 6th place as his charge up the field now begins.
He needs to make his position better, otherwise the gap with Speed Booster will start to be too big.
Indeed.
Oh, Flame is making the move.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Flame making the move down the inside of Safso.
Oh,
Safso will hold it, and the
yeah.
Flame does exactly what we saw Mark do earlier. Spins it out of Stowe as R2 picks up a time penalty, and oh, look at the back end. Must be so hot right now, or I should say the rear tires.
Yeah,
oh, and he speeds into the... So, 3-second time penalty, spins into turn 4, spins out of Stowe, and then picks up a 5-second time penalty. That has to be the worst lap of his career.
Probably. And he quitted as well. That's a shame.
The rage quit coming in from Flame, or... I mean, maybe it wasn't, but you'd assume that it is.
Yeah, most probably it is. After that kind of stuff. It was his own fault as well.
Yeah, just getting too greedy on the power out of Stowe. The outside just is the better side when you are side by side battling for position there. Yeah. Iceman, though, closing in onto Hypnotize, a battle for 4th place. Starting to hot up. Meanwhile, at the top of the order, Quittert with over a 3-second gap to Speed Boost, as it's a very good day for Haas at the minute with a 1-3, and they might be jumping up as Hypnotize gets out of the way of Iceman, so I'm not quite sure what's going on there as Velocity picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Yep, not sure what happened.
There's a yellow flag at the end of Sector 2 as, oh, that's South. He's lost it through Maggots, yeah. And he's down to 12th, which means that Mealy is one place away from getting into the top 10. Well, he will be in the top 10 anyway, because money is in the pits right now, which will promote Mealy up a 1 spot temporarily.
Yep. So let's see who we got.
Don't forget though, Mark should be on a bit of a run through the order on that medium set of tyres, as he did put those on at the end of lap 1 or 2, I believe.
Yeah, I think the perfect strategy was that you start on softs and end on with hards. You can make one stop work even with softs.
We'll have to see if anyone wants to go for 2 stops, or even the drivers starting on the medium tyres, will they go for try to eke out a set of softs at the end, or will they go for the hard tyres? Because if they do go for the hard tyres, it just means that they can just push that a little bit more as Hypnotizes. I think he's just trying to let Iceman draw him up to Safso, because it's very surprising that he just let Iceman through on the Wellington straight.
Iceman goes into the pits.
Yeah, Iceman into the pits on those soft tyres, as will Lou. Lou picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pits, and is the second to fall victim of that penalty. What is it going to be from Iceman and Toffee? I see a set of medium tyres awaiting Iceman. And for Lou, well, apparently the team are very late into the pits. Oh, okay, that glitched out a little bit for me. But they're both on the medium set of tyres and will be feeding out around 10th place. And Mealy making his way through Village right now will come out just ahead of Iceman and Lou.
Yep. It actually shows that Iceman is on soft tyres for me.
Yeah. Oh, right. So
this glitches going on.
The question is, can the medium tyres make 16 laps? You'd have to think so if the softs can make 10. Mark is right on the tail of Lou now, although he's on 8-lap older tyres. So he's probably going to try to stretch out these mediums as long as he can and then go for a set of softs. Oh, Lou just a little bit early on the brakes, catches Mark out, who tries to make avoiding action and ends up in the gravel. So Mark's day goes from bad to worse.
Yep.
Meanwhile, the gap at the front, 4.5 seconds from Quitter to Speed Booster. Was Quitter having a fantastic run currently.
But he's losing some tenths every lap to Quitter. That's a shame. Safso is losing as well, and
also Toffee's into the pits.
Yep.
And it's the medium tyres as well. Here goes Quitter, just tapping the grass on the exit of Luffield. But Quitter driving an impeccable race so far as Toffee drops down to 10th place. And will drop behind Mark as well, despite Mark's incident. And it's going to be Ferraris in 10th and 11th as South makes his pit stop as well and drops down the order. Will probably be coming out between those two Alfa Romeos.
Yep. It's quite a lonely race for everyone at the moment.
Also, I think Lou is the only driver with the Halloween helmet. Actually, I just scroll through. He is the only driver with that.
Yeah, he has some money.
Oh, Iceman gets the run out of Cops and catches out Mealy, who had a bit of a moment as Iceman up into 7th. Mealy Oh, the difference in pace between Iceman on those fresh tires is Iceman picks up a 3-second time penalty through Maggots.
Another shame.
Yeah, all of this going perfectly to plan for Quittet, Speed Boost, and Hypnotize, and Safzo, who are all looking to close down that championship lead.
Quitted has 0 warning, and Speed Poster has 1 warning.
Yeah, Quittet just unstoppable today as we hit the halfway point in the race. So 3-4 more laps from the medium tire runners, and then we can start to see them making their way in the pits for their one and only stop.
Yep.
I'm just trying to see if anyone is close to anyone else. Lou closing in on to Mealy for 8th place. Mealy, though, on these hard tires, we'll have to see how long he can make them go. Not sure if starting on the hard tires was the right decision, or maybe he just struggles with tire wear, so wants to go for hard mediums.
Most probably. I think he's going with softs.
Okay. Really, though, dropping down to 9th place is Hypnotize, closing in onto Safso. Also, we haven't spoken about pole position much, but he's in 5th, albeit 21 seconds down from Hypnotize, and it's kind of showing that, you know, you've got Iceman, Mark, Flame, Quitter, Speed Booster, Safso, Hypnotize, and then there is a jump to everyone else.
Yeah.
Sorry, I also forgot Lou in that statement. So you've got kind of the top 8, top 9, and then the bottom 9.
Then and there's then F1.5 or how do they say in real life?
Would you say 10.5?
No,
Oh,
1.5.
actually, let's just hold that because Iceman is right on. Oh, there's contact between him and Velocity as Velocity just comes across Iceman way too aggressively, and Iceman will not be pleased with that one. He'll have DRS anyway, and he should be able to pick up the position heading into Brooklands. Down the inside he goes. Velocity has no answer, although he'll try to get the cutback. Now on the outside for Luffield, maybe he could try to get the better run, but he just turns in too early. Iceman will pick up 6th place.
Yep. Easy move which ended quite hard move.
It's almost like Velocity just didn't realize that Iceman was there and just turned across him.
Yeah, seems like so. Also, Mealy went white and lost place to Mark.
Yeah, Mark will jump ahead. He's 5 seconds behind Lou. However, though, Mealy is kind of in the battle with, I guess, Weke at the minute, just because they are both on the same strategy, both starting on those hard tires. Well, actually, no, Weke pitted on the opening lap. So Weke could maybe try to make it to the end, although I think 25 laps on one set of tires is very difficult, and he is no Sergio Perez.
Iceman got another penalty. So it's 6 seconds for Iceman.
Oh, thank you very much for pointing that one out. There's Lou closing in onto Velocity as well here. Flame still driving around, so that must be his ghosting car, because we did see him disconnect.
Yep. It is. Hypnotize is very close to Safso. And Lou is very close to Melo. He might make the move.
Yeah, very close into Maggots. And now down into Beckett's. Lou closing with every corner, and he's right on Velocity's tail coming through Chapel. DRS mode enabled. And he'll go down the inside, although we've seen Velocity fight hard for these positions. Can he look to do it around the outside? No, he will not. And Lou picks up 7th place through Stowe Corner.
Yep. Quite
Oh,
easy move.
Velocity loses the back end, and Mark will close right up to
Hypnotize
Velocity.
into the bits.
Yeah, Hypnotize into the pits. The sell-off soft tires have been put on. Where is he going to feed out? He will come out in 6th place, 2.5 seconds behind Iceman, as Velocity loses a back end through turn 1. I don't quite know how he's done that. There might have been contact between him and Mark. Actually, Mark has dropped down the order. So Mark and Mark and Velocity coming together, and that's the second time we've seen Velocity make contact with a drive. And
Yeah,
I don't want to point a
okay.
finger, but I would assume it's Velocity's fault.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Meanwhile,
Mark has some wing damage as well.
Iceman. So maybe I think Velocity just turned across Mark into turn 1 and sent both of them into the walls. Iceman, though, has just got ahead of pole position, up into 4th place, as the top 3 are into the pits. They will most likely be coming out ahead of Iceman, although I'm interested to see whether Hypnotize has the pace to get past Iceman here. Pole position, though, should be coming into the pits any moment, well, in one of the upcoming laps. Let's see where the top guys come out. Quitter is already out. Speed Booster out as well. Safso, though, is going to be close, as Safso will come out behind Hypnotize. And he will come out behind Lou as well. So Safso,
As I'm getting disconnected, I think.
Velocity picking up a 5-second penalty as well for speeding in the pit lane. But Safso right behind Lou, who is 2 seconds behind Hypnotize, who right now going down the outside, actually. Pole position, not putting up too much of a fight. Knows he's on a different strategy from his teammate. Hypnotize runs ever so slightly wide into Brooklyn's, but should not cost him too much. 1.6 seconds down on Iceman now on the fresher tires and on the better tires as well, as Weke moves up into 11th following Velocity and Mark's
There's a
final pit stops.
lag for me. What the?
Oh, yeah. Safso and Lou,
Did you
right?
see that? Yep.
I switched over it too late, but I think I just caught a glimpse of it. Regardless,
Yeah.
though, Safso up into 6th place as Iceman. Iceman loses the back end through maggots, I believe, and then disconnects as Hypnotizes in the wall. Did he save his front wing, though?
What has happened?
Crazy scenes on lap 18 as up ahead, Toffee making the move on Mealy up into 7th place. Will make it work as well.
Damage.
Hypnotize, will he come into the pits? No, he won't, so his tires should hopefully be fine. He should be able to pick up the position on Mealy and Toffee. Mealy still has his stop to do, and pole position needs to pit as well. However, Safso closing in onto Paul. Let's just take a look up ahead, as he's side by side with Safso, I believe. And Safso just... Okay, I'm not quite sure what I'm seeing. I think
I think there's some lag going on.
Yeah.
Steam might have some issues with servers again.
Is it Steam or is it Codemasters? That's what I want to know.
I think it's Steam.
As Hypnotize has just got ahead of Mealy and Money. Money made a pit stop and has caught back up to Mealy here. I think it might be about time for Mealy to stop. He only has to do 8 laps now on these tires. As Iceman has rejoined the session. Should hopefully be able to regain control of his car. But he is in 6th place and 12 seconds down on pole position. As speaking of pole position, Lou picks up the position into Stowe Corner. But Iceman might be able to get Paul, but that will be it.
Yep. AI is still driving for him.
Although, I remember the last race that we saw back at Germany, Hayes was disconnected and his car was ghosting, but he was actually keeping up with the front runners, which was kind of insane.
Yeah.
However, here we go. Hypnotize, Iceman, and Toffee. The three-way battle for 6th place right now. And I guess we get to see whether Iceman is ghosting or not.
Not anymore, it seems.
However, Hypnotize on the soft tires should be able to pick up both of them. That is, unless he did really mess up those tires with the spin. Of course, we don't know how much damage Iceman did to his. But Iceman down the inside. Toffee will run wide, looks to get the better drive and, well, actually Hypnotize. Bit too far back to sneak it down the inside into Luffield, but Iceman up into 6th and Toffee down to 7th.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh, Toffee
Oh.
pulls through cops. Also, Mark is closing in onto Velocity, but I think that's Velocity's ghosting car, and after I predicted him to take pole, after he took, well, the top of the standings in practice, that one lap just threw his entire race down the gutter.
It's like that, sadly.
Yes.
You can't really do anything. Speed booster is closing a bit, but not much.
Yeah, as Mealy finally makes his way into the pits. If he's not soft tires going on, he is trolling. Let's see what it is. Let's switch over to Mr. Mealy, who comes into the pits. Also, Hypnotize is falling back from Toffee and Iceman, and it is indeed a lovely set of soft tires awaiting Mealy in the pits. Can he come out ahead of Weke, actually? Weke will jump ahead. What about South? South making his way through Club Corner right now.
He will come behind out.
Mealy coming out of the pits, and South will come out very close, but Mealy on the fresh
Yes,
tires.
like I said.
A bit of a lock-up. He is 9 seconds down on Weke, who, well, is on very old hard tires. What do we think, guys? Can Mealy do it? Can he take 10th? What do you think, Calcifer?
I think he can.
Right, Hypnotize closing in onto Toffee, though. Also, don't forget, guys, we like to have a driver of the day. That doesn't mean that you just vote for Mealy because he's your friend. Actually vote for, you know, who you think has really done a fantastic job today, which, of course, could be Mealy. And, Iceman taking pole position, who has just come into the pits for his first pit stop. Finally, very, very late in, and I think he's only just lost himself for like 5-6 seconds by not pitting 3 laps earlier.
Yeah. Right.
Pole
A bit
position.
too late pit stop.
Yeah, I'll come out well ahead of Weke and just in the middle of nowhere here. 15 seconds down on money as Emilio sacks.
Going for the fastest lap, maybe.
Yeah, he could go for the fastest lap. Emilio picks up a 3-second time penalty. That doesn't really matter. He's down in 15th and it won't affect the standings at all. Also, I reckon, Calcifer, I think Emilio's scared of me. Because when I was getting hyped up because I was going to be racing in Split B, Emilio said that he could only do Thursdays, which meant that I couldn't race. However, Money very close to Hypnotize, who really got a slow exit out of Cop's corner, and Hypnotize not having a fantastic second stint as Mark moves up into 12th place. But here we go, Money on Hypnotize. Money looking for the outside, and yeah, and Hypnotize just lets him go through, and we saw him let Iceman go through early, and Hypnotize, I guess, not striking us as the driver that likes to really battle hard for position, just wants to focus on his own strategy. As he gets a really good run through Vale, and wait, what happened to? Oh, Money still side by side. Money will get the better drive and pick up the place again, heading into Abbey.
And he's away. So how far away is sketching? Let me see the warnings. Quitter has 2 warnings.
But by the way, our YouTube chat is trolling. They think that Iceman should get driver of the day despite spinning from the lead. Wait,
Who said that?
I don't know. Someone did. Anyway, here we go. Hypnotized,
2 driver
falling
of the
back
day.
from money. 2 drivers of the day. I think it's just...
Oh, speed booster is closing. He was like 6 seconds behind, now he's 5.
I mean, you have to think that that quitter just isn't pushing as hard anymore.
Quitter is only 1 warning away from penalty.
Oh, okay. Oh, Quitter picks up the time penalty there.
Oh?
From having no time penalties. Now a 3-second time penalty. However, he just has to not lose 3 seconds.
Speed booster still has 1.
Yep. Speed booster making his way through Maggots and Beckett. Money closing in onto Toffee though. And he could actually go for 6th place. Having a really good run in the Force India right now. And remember, he was, you know, behind Mealy at one point when they were on, you know, equal lapped tires, let's say.
Oh.
However, Iceman too far back from Lou to make anything work, and too far ahead of Toffee and Money for anything to be happening. There's 2.5 laps remain, or 3 laps, I guess we should say.
Mealy closing on Wick and Mark closing on Mealy. Let's see who gets the last point.
Yeah, Mealy is really closing in on Weke. Speed booster runs a little bit wide. Also, Mark is closing in onto Mealy, so Mealy might pick up the position onto Weke, but he needs to defend Mark, who qualified in that top group of drivers and is on soft tires that he hasn't spun on. So just look at the speed difference between the two of them. Mark might actually go for the inside of Mealy right here, right now. Mealy, though, late on the brakes. We'll get a poor exit, and now Mark right on Mealy's tail as there is a yellow flag in Sector 3. Mealy runs wide. Mark down the inside and up into 11th place.
Yep, nice move by Mark.
Also, Money within half a second of a Toffee now. We have 2 battles going on the track. The battle for 6th and the battle for 10th. I'm not going to lie, if Weke can make this work and take 10th, I think that is almost worth the drive of the day after, you know, spinning out. Or we don't know what happened. It might have been his fault. It might not have been his fault on that opening lap.
Yep, we don't. That's why it's weird. I think Safsa is doing a really good job. He's not that fast to be on 3rd place, but he's managed to make it, so I think Safsa is my driver of the day.
Safsa for your driver of the day.
Really good. Yep.
Still got 1.5 laps remaining. Money closing in onto Toffee, but just a little bit too far back. We make our way into Village. Can he get close enough for DRS to have a big enough effect? Both of these drivers on practically identical tires here, but Money just doesn't get the drive out of the loop. Meanwhile, I think you were saying something about Speed Booster closing in onto Quitter at Calcifer.
Yeah, not anymore.
Quitter must have heard you and was like, how dare you?
Seems like. I think we take a penalty then to make sure he stepped up his pace.
Well, money is close as actually Mark making the move on Quittert as we speak. And we'll pick up the position into Brooklands as we move over to that a little bit late.
Really close. Money is really close. He's making
Yep.
the move.
Side by side, round the outside. Can he make it work? Yes, he can. Does it before he even gets into the braking zone. Money up into 6th place. And I don't think Toffee has any answer to that whatsoever as Quittert is on the final lap of the race. Weke dropping back from Mark now immediately. I think is too far back to be able to make a move. Despite the massive tyre difference. Actually, does Mark have a time penalty? I don't think he does. So, unless Mark picks up a time penalty now, he should secure the final point of the race.
Yep, and Milit doesn't make it.
But here we go. Quittert closing in on another victory. I think we said it would be his second victory. This would be his second win. He's taken a second. He's had a disqualification, but no such thing today. Quittert comes round, he weaves, and he will take the victory. Meanwhile, Speed Booster making his way through Vale, through Club Corner, takes second places. Safso, 16 seconds down, will be picking up the final podium spot, and will make it 2 horses on that podium. Safso takes a third. Lou a further 13 seconds down with Iceman closing in. He's only 2 seconds down now. So Iceman doing a fantastic job on this final stint. Just needed maybe 3 more laps or so. As Lou picks up a 5-second time penalty. So
He
already had it, yeah. And Iceman had 6 seconds worth of time penalties. So he will remain 5th. Money comes through to take 6th ahead of Toffee. As Hypnotize 5 seconds down. As it's a Mercedes 8th and 9th. Mark 5 seconds further down the order will be taking 10th. Oh yes, Mealy and Weke are so close, but 1 more lap was needed. A fantastic drive by Weke. Not enough to pick up points, but a good job nonetheless after a rather disastrous opening lap for him.
Yeah. Also, oh, there done and dusted.
Alright, and there you go. The winner after a fantastic race.
The winner takes it all.
The winner takes it all. A 1-3 for Haas. Renault joined on the podium. When was... I don't think we'll ever be able to say that in real life racing. Right, so our final confirmation then of the points.
Just let's go through the race director.
Yeah, so Quittert takes the win ahead of Speed. Okay, fine, race director, fine. No, I need to go to incidents, don't I?
What?
There we go. Right, we're going to be heading into a short break, but we should be back with some final analysis and hopefully some driver interviews.
You two
Okay, guys.
are commentators, right?
Yes, we are
Yeah, good.
indeed. And we are now live. So, we are joined by our top three Quittert, Speed Booster, and Safso. Good evening to you all, and congratulations on the results.
Good evening, man. Yeah,
Right.
thank you.
So let's start off with you, Quittert. I mean, all three of you all qualified on the medium tires. And the strategy seemed to work out really well, Quittert. You got a fantastic start and just cut through everyone, and you were in the lead by about what, lap 6 or something ridiculous?
Yeah, they were fighting on front. There was advantage for me, of course. But yeah, the start was great. P3, I think, immediately. And then with, I don't know who was in front of me, the Alpha Flame.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was going left, right, so I have to be patient with that. But when I was past, I could drop my pace. At least what I had.
Did you ever consider maybe going for a two-stop, or was the one-stop just always a much quicker?
No, it's so much quicker. It's medium soft, not even medium hard. So it was always a one-stopper.
Okay. And I mean, just to hear the same question to you, Speed Boost and Safso as well. Were you confident from qualifying starting on those medium tires?
Well, I would say that I was confident that medium and then softs would be the better strategy.
Oh, sorry, yeah, medium stuff.
But I actually was a little bit scared about the start. You know, a little bit carnage here and there. It's Codemaster's game after all, to losing my front wing a little bit. But let's just say it worked out. And I just want to say real quick, I'm really sorry for Flame. There was a weird incident with us somehow. On my screen, I didn't touch him. I even got the warning for a collision. But yeah, on my screen, I just didn't touch him. I just passed him like by a pixel. I didn't feel anything to my car. But yeah.
Yeah, was this the one into Stowe? I'm just trying to remember because there were a few spins for a 5-lap period, and I can't remember which happened when.
It was corner number 3.
Okay. Oh, right. So into the hairpin. Okay. I think Calcifer might have caught that one.
Wait, what?
The incident between Speed Booster and Flame into turn 3.
Well, I've streamed, so you can just
okay.
check the VOD.
Cool. I'm sure it was fine. I think there was a lot of close racing. Actually, to you, I think it was no. Okay, it happened to Iceman. I think someone just turned across him at one point in the race. So,
Yeah, it was Iceman. He just jumped straight ahead of me, like out of nowhere.
Yeah, he was
had
also ahead of me, man.
He had a gap of what, 35 hours?
Yeah.
Like, what the hell is
He was
going
on P1
here?
when he joined the lobby again. He was P1 with 30 seconds plus or something.
Oh, must have been a mega lap from him.
Yeah.
And to you as well, Saf. So, what was the race like from your perspective?
As in just like the whole race, or
Yeah, just
yeah, okay. In terms of the whether I was considering two-stop, no, that was completely out of the question every day because I'm pretty sure Silverstone actually has the slowest pit lane in the entire calendar, so a two-stop would basically just be a suicidal run. And I was actually originally planning to do medium to hard or hard to medium, which is why I initially qualified on the hard tires, if you remember. But once and then obviously went to mediums because I was outside top 10 and track position is important. But then when I was actually on the grid, saw the strategy actually suggested soft, and I was like, okay, I might still go to hards. And then the perfect test was, when Iceman spun and then came more or less right behind me, or hypnotized and then me.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
he just kind of sat behind for a bit. I was using him as a test to see how long the softs would last, and he was still more or less keeping up with me after about 9 or 10 laps. So I knew from that, if I could get to lap 15 or 16 on the mediums, I can definitely make those softs last to the end, because I've been working a lot on my tyre wear management in the last couple of Codemasters games, where I knew I could get those softs to the end. And then from there, it was just I wasn't going for first or second because I knew Quaita was far quicker than me, and I'm pretty sure Speed Booster was a lot quicker than me as well. So I was like, okay, I'm going to manage my own race. I'm going to pick up the pieces because I think I got like 3 or so positions, so just from people spinning. Like, I believe Mark and Flame had a spin both at Stowe. And just, yeah, so it was a very sort of picking up the pieces race. But I knew I also had to push, otherwise people on alternate strategies might get ahead of me.
Okay.
So yeah, and I'd say that's about the overall of the race.
Going back to you, Quitter, I think you're still a reserve driver, but another win, you're moving up the standings at a pretty quick rate. When do you think you're going to be able to challenge Speed Boost and Iceman at the very top?
Well, if Speed Booster still keeping behind with me, and on Austria he won, so yeah, on that moment he just wins a lot of points. But yeah, we will see if I just keep winning, keep doing my thing. Well, we will see on the end where the points are ending.
Let's just keep in mind the next race is in Germany. I have a
Oh,
pride to
Hometown.
protect.
Hometown.
And yeah, going to you, Speed Boost, another win. You stretched out your lead even more against Iceman. I'll put the pressure on you a bit with this question. Who do you see as your main title rival for this season?
Quittered.
Okay, so
Short.
Simple answer. He's just too darn fast. And I mean, how many race wins do you have by now?
I think
Here
it's
in
2,
ORL?
3? And
In ORL, I
yeah.
got four.
Yeah,
My fourth
so
one.
that's probably what matches mine. I have 4 as well, or 5? I don't know. So yeah, I believe especially, I mean, we're just about halfway through the season. There are 11 races left, if I'm correct. Plenty of points left to gain. So yeah, I feel like you're probably the biggest threat to me.
Well, if you want some tips on how to win a championship after being really far ahead and then a fast driver joining and suddenly winning races, ask Calcifer, because that happened to him last season, didn't it?
Maybe.
And finally, going back to you, Saf. So you were 9th in the championship. I think you move up to almost into 6th. I think you jump up to 7th or something. Is this form going to keep on going? Can we see you climbing up the standings more and more?
I think it's definitely a possibility. I think I do drive better in the second half of the season than the first half, so I'd say you could see a few more podiums, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for joining us, and best of luck to you all in the championship and for the next race at Hockenheim.
Cheers, man. Bye.
Cheers, bye.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cool.
All right, and as we head back to our private call, thank you everyone for watching. We hope you have been enjoying the stream so far. I just want to put something out. Here at ORL, we're looking to potentially be doing some Project Cars 2 series, maybe a championship as well. So we're looking to take some interest. So if you guys are interested in Project Cars 2, do let us know. Like, just like spam, we want Project Cars 2 or something like that. That way we have an idea of how many people want it and whether it's something possible. I really want it because that means I get to crash into Calcifer every race and make his life horrible.
Jokes made by Milky Cereal.
Yeah, and we're gonna race in the Genettas, right, Calcifer?
Haha. GT3s, GT3s.
Oh, don't know. Okay. Anyway, all of that would be subject to discussion afterwards. But the most important thing right now is if we could know your interest. However, once again, thank you guys for joining. This was round 10 of ORL Split B at Silverstone, as Quittat picked up the win ahead of Speed Booster and Safso. Thank you very much from myself and from Calcifer. Good night and stay fast.
See you.